Do not become friends with people that is only familiar with one version of.
I honestly didn't even know that this was a thing until last year. In my lifetime, obviously, I've fallen out with people, I've no longer associated with certain people, but I didn't really assess that it was because the version of me that I was becoming or the version of themselves that they were becoming were no longer compatible. Now that I'm older, I actually understand that when someone is only familiar with one version of you, it's difficult for them to see you as someone new when you begin elevating and ascending. You essentially become foreign, especially once you start traveling, trying new foods, going to new places, surrounding yourself with new people, and really becoming cultured in your own right, right, with your own level of autonomy. When you come back, it's almost like you become like this foreign individual. And if you're a foreign individual and you come back to old spaces, you may trigger these old spaces and they're going to want to bring you down to where they feel like you need to be because that's where you once were. But it is very imperative to clock this when it's happening. Sometimes it may happen a day later, but once you get quick on it, you start realizing people say little jokes, little jabs here, or they're saying things to remind you of a place that you're no longer at, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. When you clock it, you realize, oh, I can't be around these people. Or you could set a hard boundary and they choose whether or not they're going to honor that. And if people are not honoring the boundaries of who the new you is, you have to separate yourself because it can be quite difficult for you to be around people when you're acting as a mirror. And the mirror sometimes is not really of lack, but it can be perceived as lack if they're wanting to be where you are as well. Because I'm a firm believer that we don't have to be doing the same thing, but if they only know one version of you and they're not rooting for you, the only thing that they want to do to you is make you feel like a lesser version of yourself.